Are you holding back on increasing your prices because you think that potential customers will stop buying from you? Yes, this is a real risk. However, if you manage your pricing strategy and raise the prices in a consistent manner, you can do it more sustainably. In this video, we will share 5 steps that we have used in our business to increase our prices over time. The decision to increase your prices is a tough one with real ramifications for your business. But the decision itself, whether to increase or decrease the prices, is not as important as how you do it. To put it another way, two companies within the same sector can increase the prices by the same amount, but they will get different results depending on how they implement that strategy. In some cases, rising the prices can have a detrimental effect on your business, but in most cases, that's the only way you will continue making profits. The only instance where you don't have much of a say in the pricing is when you are playing against bigger players in a micro niche. However, if you are in a narrower niche where you are one of the biggest or one of the only options, then you can increase the prices as you wish, as long as you can justify why you are increasing those prices. While most people believe that customers are the blood life of businesses, that is not necessarily true. It is good customers who are the blood life of your business. We keep hearing you get what you pay for. So as long as you can justify, as long as you can show why your prices are the way they are, you will not have a problem with increasing your prices. Then there's the other side of this saying as well. If you're pricing yourself too low, people will think that you are of lower quality. Saying all that, here are our 5 tips that we have applied in our own business as well to increase your prices.
Number one, plan ahead. When I was in the hospitality business, managing a number of serviced accommodation properties, the price was pivotal to the success because once a unit was gone, it was gone. For this reason, I would need to forecast price in advance from its weekends, seasons, as well as events. And this was the make or break of its success. Even generally, changes should be researched, planned, and implemented with a process. How long is a piece of string? You can go into this as much detail as you like, but in simple terms, before raising your price, make sure that you have got a good understanding of today's costs, but then also how they are changing in the future. The last thing that you want to do is you go through the process of change, and then a few months later, you're having to do it all over again.
Number two, deciding on how much you are going to increase your prices. Sometimes businesses make big announcements. Sometimes they even double their prices in a single go. One theory is that if you increase the prices a lot in one go, you will create the least amount of pain for yourself. Another instance where businesses increase their prices in a big increment is when the cost of the goods and supplies increases in the market. Similarly, if one of your products has been selling really well, you are tempted to increase your prices in general. Apart from these instances, most of the time, you increase your prices in small increments. So, when you're deciding to increase your prices, you have multiple things to consider. In the easiest way, if you have more than one product, don't think that you have to increase the prices of all of them at the same time. You may want to increase the price of one of the products that has been doing really well, while even deciding to reduce some of the prices.
Number three, target a different customer base. Consider the health of your supply chain and where you fit in. At this point, you'll need to reflect on the quality of your product, or alternatively, see if there is another use for your product. If you need to raise your prices, there is a good chance you'll need to go after a new affluent market. For this reason, historically, we've formed a base in Leicester and Midlands, but now we're finding ourselves forming connections in London and even traveling to London, of course, now that it's safe. So a question to you is, are you able to form connections in a new city and build awareness? Each year, make sure you look at your pricing annually, or even better, quarterly, and see the health of your business.
Number four, picking the right time. If you decide to raise your prices, make sure that you're picking the right time. So what does this mean? If you are lowering your prices, make sure that you pick a time where it will have the most impact. Similarly, if you are increasing your prices, make sure that you pick a time where you will have the least resistance. Many retailers, for example, increase the prices in autumn just before Christmas time because if someone is shopping for gifts, they will not care that much about the pricing. However, if you're a brand new store, you may want to decrease your prices a bit to attract more customers at that time. Meanwhile, if you're a technology business, for example, if you're in the computer world, you increase your prices at a time when new models of accessories are coming out. I am saying all this because it can be tempting to wait until the end of the season. If you are waiting until the end of the season to change your prices, it is already too late. The simplest way to look at it is increase your prices at a time when the demand is the highest.
And lastly, number 5, raise your prices in regular intervals. If your business is service-based, for example, a B2B, a legal firm, accountancy, then it's expected by most customers that prices will increase year on year. When we started our digital marketing company, for the first few years, we were below industry standard prices, and that is because we're forming and developing our credibility. However, one of the things that we advertised was that our prices increased year on year, but we kept the same price for those customers that came on board because we felt it was the right thing to do as those customers invested into our journey. At this moment of time, as we become more skilled and experienced, we still increase our prices year on year.
While making any changes to your pricing, just remember why you are doing all of this. Failure to increase or decrease your prices at the right time will create a crunch in terms of finances in your business, which will stop you from scaling at the right time. Saying that, increase your prices, but don't be greedy. While it's important to increase the prices, while it's important to keep a check on the health of your business, you should be able to justify why you are increasing your prices.
Hi, I'm Harmeet Singh.
And I'm Tasir Ahmed. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share the video, and connect with us on LinkedIn. Cheers.